What's going on, future real estate agents or people that just want to learn about how to buy a house, sell a house, the terminology, to get an idea of the words that are used, and to get an idea of the whole process of buying or selling a house. All right. Okay, so this is part 9 of the series, New Jersey real estate exam review study guide, part 9. All right, so let's get to it. The last one was we were doing letter F's, so now we're up to letter G. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so the first word is gap. G-A-P, gap. Okay, gap is basically a defect in the chain of title of a particular parcel of real estate. It is a missing document or conveyance that raises doubt as to the present ownership of the land. A gap, a defect in the chain of title of a particular parcel of land, and it's a missing document or conveyance that raises doubt to the present ownership of the land. Gap. All right. Okay, the next word is general agent. This is one who is authorized to act for his or her principal in a wide range of matters. One to act for his or her principal or client in a wide range of matters. General agent. Okay. All right. The next word is general lien. General lien is a financial claim placed against all property owned by a debtor. General lien is a financial claim placed against all property owned by the debtor. This is a general lien. Okay, the next word is general partnership. This is a group in which each partner shares complete liability. General partnership, a group in which each partner shares complete liability. This is general partnership. Okay, the next word is Ginnie Mae, not Fannie Mae, but Ginnie Mae. This is Government National Mortgage Association. This basically pools mortgages for investors. So if individual people have Fannie Mae, investors, they have Ginnie Mae, Ginnie Mae, MAE. This is Government National Mortgage Association, which pools mortgages for investors. Ginnie Mae. All right. Okay, the next word is Graduate Realtor Institute. GRI. Graduate Realtor Institute. Okay, this is a designation awarded by the National Association of Realtors after a specific study. A designation awarded by the National Association of Realtors after a specific study. Graduate Realtor Institute. Okay, the next word is graduate lease. This is a lease that provides for a graduated change at a stated intervals in the amount of the rent to be paid. Used largely in long-term leases. Graduated lease, a lease that provides for a graduated change at stated intervals in the amount of the rent to be paid. Used largely in long-term leases. Graduated lease. Okay, the next word is grantee. Grantee is a person who receives a conveyance of real property from the grantor. A person who receives a conveyance of real property from the grantor. Grantee. Okay, the next word is granting clause. These are words in a deed of conveyance that state grantor's intention to convey the property. This clause is generally worded as convey and warrant, grant, bargain, and sell, or the alike. All right. So granting clause, words in a deed of conveyance that state grantor's intention to convey the property. Granting clause. Okay, the next word is grantor. The person transferring title to or an interest in real property to a grantee. All right, so the person that transfers the title, this is the grantor. All right. Okay, the next word is gross income. Gross income. This is the total income from property before any expenses are deducted. Gross income, total income from property before any expenses are deducted. Gross income. Okay? The next word is gross lease. Gross lease. This is a lease of property under which a landlord pays all property charges regularly incurred through ownership, such as repairs, taxes, and insurance. Okay? Not to be confused with net lease. Okay, gross lease. A lease of property under which a landlord pays all property charges regularly incurred through ownership, such as repairs, taxes, and insurance. Okay, the next word is gross rent multiplier. Gross rent multiplier. This is a figure used as a multiplier of the gross rental income of a property to produce an estimate of the property's value. A figure used as a multiplier of the gross rental income of a property to produce an estimate of the property's value. So it's usually found by taking the principal, the balance, and dividing it by the monthly rent to find out the value. Okay, the next word is ground lease. Ground lease. This is a lease of land only, on which the tenant usually owns a building or constructs a building as specified in the lease. Ground lease, a lease of land only on which the tenant usually owns a building or constructs a building as specified in the lease. All right. The next word is guarantee fund. Guarantee fund. This is money set aside to reimburse persons defrauded or badly served by the real estate licensees. Money set aside to reimburse persons defrauded or badly served by a real estate licensees. Alright? Guarantee fund. The next word is guilty knowledge. Guilty knowledge. Guilty knowledge is awareness of wrongdoing without any attempt to stop it. Guilty knowledge is awareness of wrongdoing without any attempt to stop it. Alright, so that's guilty knowledge. Next word is, okay, we're doing the H's now. So let's keep going. Let's do the H's. The next word is habendum clause. Habendum clause. This is that part of a deed beginning with the words to have and to hold, following the granting clause and defining the extent of ownership the grantor is conveying. Habendum clause. The part of a deed beginning with the words to have and to hold, following the granting clause and defining the extent of ownership the grantor is conveying. Okay? The next word is heir, with an H, heir. This is one who inherits property under a will. One who will inherit under the state of law of descent when someone dies intestate. Like with a will, intestate. Alright? An heir. One who inherits property under a will, and one who will inherit under the state law of descent when someone dies intestate. Intestate means with a will. Okay, and the next word is highest and best use. Highest and best use. This is when that possible use of a land that would produce the greatest net income and thereby develop the highest land value. Net income is different from gross income because net income is after all the expenses. Gross income before the expenses, net income after the expenses. So highest and best use is the possible use of land that would produce the greatest net income and thereby develop the highest land value. All right, highest and best use. The next word is holdover tenancy. Holdover tenancy. This is a tenancy whereby a lessee retains possession of a leased property after his or her lease has expired, and the landlord, by continuing to accept rent, agrees to the tenant's continued occupancy. Holdover tenancy, a tenancy whereby a leasee retains possession of a lease property after his or her lease has expired in the land by continuing to accept and agrees to the tenant's continued occupancy. All right, so to keep basically the lease, like you keep renting from the same person. Okay, the next word is holographic will. Holographic will. This is a will that is written, dated, and signed into the testator's handwriting, but is not witnessed. Holographic will. A will that is written and dated and signed in the testator's handwriting, but is not witnessed. Holographic will. Okay? The next word is home equity loan. Home equity loan. This is additional financing. Additional financing for homeowner. It's like a second mortgage, like a type of a second mortgage. This is a type of a second mortgage. All right? Home equity loan and additional financing for homeowners. The next word is homeowners association. Homeowners association. This is a nonprofit group of homeowners in a condominium, cooperative, or PUD that administers common elements and enforces covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Homeowners association, a nonprofit group of homeowners in a condominium, cooperative, or PUD that administer common elements and enforce covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Okay? Okay, the next word is Horizontal Properties Act. Horizontal Properties Act. This is the law regulating the creation of condominiums. Horizontal Properties Act. A law regulating the creation of more condominiums. Okay. The next word is hypothecation. Hypothecation. This is a pledge of property as security for a loan without giving up possession of it. This is a pledge of property as security for a loan without giving possession of it. Hypothecation. Okay. Next word is impact fees. Okay, we're now going to the I's. The letter I. So let's keep going. Let's do the letter I's. Impact fees. Impact fees are charges to developers for extra roads expanded in schools and etc. Impact fees are charges to developers for extra roads, expand schools, etc. So there's basically, if you're a developer is basically a person or a company that develops infrastructure and everything to build different communities. Not just one house, but like various houses. It could be like a patch of houses. So it's basically the impact fees are the charges that they charge developers for, like, let's say more people are going to live in a certain area, so they're going to need a better, better streets, better school conditions, a bigger school. So they pay certain charges. Those developers that build those areas pay those charges. Those are called the impact charges. Okay? Or impact fees. Impact fees. Okay. The next word is implied contract. Implied contract. This is a contract under which the agreement of the parties is demonstrated by their acts and conduct. A contract in which the agreement of the parties is demonstrated by their acts and conduct. An implied contract. A contract under which the agreement of the parties is demonstrated by their acts and conduct. Okay, implied. To imply. To imply. Okay, the next word is implied warranty of habitability. Implied warranty of habitability. This is the landlord's responsibility for decent living conditions. So when somebody rents to somebody, there is an implied warranty of habitability, that is habitable, like you can live there, that there's decent conditions. that is basically the landlord's responsibility for decent living conditions. All right. The next word is improvement. Improvement. Improvement is any structure erected on a site to enhance the value of a property. Buildings, fences, driveways, curbs, sidewalks, or sewers. These are an improvement. Improvement. Any structure erected on a site to enhance the value of property, to make the property better. It's an improvement. Okay. Okay. The next word here is income capitalization approach. Income capitalization approach. Okay, this is the process of estimating the value of an income producing property by capitalization of the annual net income expected to be produced by the property during its remaining useful life. This is the process of estimating the value of an income producing property by capitalization of the annual net income expected to be produced by the property during its remaining useful life. Income capitalization approach. Okay. The next word is independent contractor. Independent contractor. This is a salesperson who sets his or her own hours and who is not covered by income tax withholding. Contrasted with an employee. Independent contractor. A salesperson who sets his or her own hours, who is not covered by income tax withholding. Contrasted with an employee. All right. Okay, the next word is innocent misrepresentation. Innocent misrepresentation. This is an unintentional misleading of a buyer committed in ignorance. This is an unintentional misleading of a buyer committed in ignorance. Innocent misrepresentation. Okay. The next word is in rem. In REM. Rem. This is a proceeding against realty directly as distinguished from a proceeding against a person. This is a proceeding against a realty directly as distinguished from a proceeding against a person. So a proceeding against a realty. This is in rem. Okay, the next word is installment contract. Installment sale. Installment sale. This is a method of reporting income received from the sale of a real estate when the sale price is paid in 2 or more installments over 2 or more years. All right. Installment sale. A method of reporting income receiving from the sale. Okay, we'll stop here in installment sale. All right. Thank you. Take care, everybody. You can subscribe or you can like the video. Okay. Thank you. Bye.